Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Ollie, and this is the first episode of the new Ollie's Opinions. This is a series where you guys give me your footballing opinions in the comments, and I debate, discuss, and just give you Ollie's opinion on what you guys want me to talk about. We've got some cracking opinions to really start off this series, and a nice little Newport County base one to round it off. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So the first opinion comes from Luke Johnson. He's a good mate of mine. He says, as you know, Ollie, I'm a West Ham fan, and I'm thinking West Ham can make the Europa League football if they stay in the form that we are in at the moment. I would like to know your opinion on West Ham making the Europa League. This is a bit of an interesting one because when you talk about Europa League, West Ham are never really in that kind of question. They're never really in that picture. But as Luke mentioned, West Ham are in quite good form. They've played 7 games, won 2, drawn 2 and lost 3. And when you actually look at those fixtures, they've beaten Wolves and Leicester, who seem to kind of be almost establishing themselves now as these European kind of underdogs almost. So for them to go and get quite impressive victories at that, I think they beat Wolves 4-0 and beat Leicester 3-0. It is quite impressive. And then you look at the draws, 3-3 against Tottenham with that amazing comeback, and the other one was a 1-1 against Man City, which, again, when you put those teams against West Ham, you usually expect Tottenham and Man City to run a riot. But West Ham did manage to actually get points at those games. And then, okay, you look at the losses, they've lost to Arsenal, Newcastle and Liverpool. There's no shame in losing to Arsenal and Liverpool this season. Newcastle may be a bit of a worry, but I think the benefit with Europa League is you don't need like 90 or 100 points. You probably only need about 60. So, that's 20 wins, 18 slip-ups. They're allowing that. So, if they are aiming for Europa League, they do have a bit of margin for error, and they shouldn't really be worried about the occasional loss to a side like Newcastle. So, I think on the results basis of it, it is possible based off these last 7 games. And then you look at the players they've got. Lucas Fabianski, who is a very good goalkeeper. He's someone I rate quite highly. He can put in a good performance. Defensively, Issa Diop, Vladimir Kufal, both have really been quite integral to that defence. But I think it's really the midfield and going forward where they shine. That midfield, they got players like Manuel Lanzini, Pablo Fornals, Declan Rice, who is one of the most sought after midfielders in the Premier League. They've got this kind of really strong midfield, which, if you compare it to someone like a Wolves or a Leicester, you wouldn't think twice about that midfield maybe being Europa League. But it's the attack, really, that kind of sells it for me. Michail Antonio has been a great player, not just this season, last season, and I believe the 17-18 season he might have been quite good, but he's a very consistent player. He plays quite well. Sebastian Haller, who's maybe not made the impact they was hoping for, but he can still chip in with the goal here and there and kind of provide that coverage. But I think their big marquee player is Said Benrahma, one of the best players in the Championship last season, arguably the best. Really exciting player, and I'd be very interested to see if they do make that loan deal permanent. I believe there is a 20 million buying clause, whatever they call it. Mine's gone. But so if they can keep the spine of this team through January and kind of throughout the season, and with the form, they can get into the Europa League. It is possible. I just feel that West Ham are going to take a bit of a dip in form and maybe trail behind other teams. Leicester and Wolves might get ahead of them. Newcastle might be in the mix. So I do think they can get Europa League, but I don't think they will. So in Ollie's opinion, I don't think West Ham will make Europa League. So the second opinion, or should I say batch of opinions, comes from commentator Freud Warder, which is a fairly interesting name, and as I mentioned, they have left a boatload of opinions. So I'm going to kind of quick fire go through these, just so I can get as many in as I can. Firstly, Joshua Kimmich, best right back in the world. I know he normally plays as a defensive mid nowadays. I don't think he is the best right back in the world, and I don't think he was the best right back in the world last season. I think that honour has to go to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Both players have amazing attacking and defensive outputs, and especially Trent, he's kind of revitalised the role of a right back. Usually when you think of full-backs, you think of Gary Neville's and all those kind of traditional defensive stonewall players, but Trent kind of seeks to roll up a bit and shows right backs they can go forward and they can have this attacking output. So I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best right back in the world, but Joshua Kimmich is a very, very close second. Klopp, Pep or Jose? I'm guessing they want me to say which manager I believe is the best, and then you have to ask me is Jurgen Klopp. Pep and Jose, they both have these amazing achievements. They've gone round the world and won pretty much every trophy they can win. But for me, Klopp wins it because of man management and the way he can revitalise his team. One of the big criticisms of Pep Guardiola is he kind of goes to these ready-made teams, so it's not that much of a surprise when he does win 4 trophies with Man City or a Champions League with Barca. But Jurgen Klopp kind of brings in these players and really takes him from being almost Premier League rejects to world-class quality. People say, what about Van Dijk, what about Alisson? You do need to invest a bit of money in positions and stuff like that, but I do think 75 million for Virgil van Dijk at the time might have seemed absurd, but it's well worth it now. If you look where Van Dijk started to where he is now, he's probably the best centre-back in the world, and people do make the argument the best centre-back in Premier League history, but that's maybe another opinion for a different time. Then we have Labs or Bennett. If you ask me, I would rather have Bennett. He's a very versatile player. He can play centre mid, he can play centre defensive mid, he can play centre back, he can do a job in so many different positions, and not only that, he can do it very well. But that's not to take anything away from Labs. Labs is a quality holding midfielder. He's got great leadership, he's got lots of passion for the club. You can kind of see he wants to boost the players around him as he come on, guys, let's get this job done. But for me, it's the versatility of Scott Bennett, which maybe just pushes it over the edge. So just to give a little roundup, Joshua Kimmich is not the best right back in world football. That's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Klopp over Pep or Jose, and Scott Bennett over Labs. Once again, thank you, Freud Warder, for your contributions. So the final opinion comes from Behind the Scenes Newport, who says Sheehan is a lower championship quality player and could play a couple of friendlies for Wales. And now I'm filming this on a Thursday afternoon after the upcoming Wales squad announcement has been announced, and Tom King and Josh Sheehan have both been included. So on the couple of friendlies for Wales point, I'm going to say that definitely he can do it, considering he is in the team. That's why we call timing, I guess. But no, Josh Sheehan as a player is quality. We know he's a step above League Two. He could do a job in League One, and I definitely think he could do a job in the Championship, maybe a bit lower down, but with the resources and the training the Championship side has, you don't know, he could be one of the better players in there. we all know his quality. He's consistently been great for Newport. Getting played of the season last season. He really brings this kind of attacking flair to the side. He's got good hold up play, good passing, and he does seem to kind of gel well with a lot of the players. For example, Scott Twine's come in this season on loan from Swindon. Those who have really hit it off there, playing beautiful passes to each other, and I think that's a real testament to Sheehan, how good of a player he is, both as a footballer and as a professional, to really strike up these links with whoever he's playing with. And quite frankly, I am excited to see him play for Wales. The midfield options included in this Wales national side is a bit interesting. There's the chance Aaron Ramsey might start if he doesn't get injured. Players like Will Vaught, who was left out of the national side, who I think maybe should have been in there. He's not, but Matt Smith, all these great midfielders that hopefully he's going to go away with the national team, kind of get some good play going and really learn a thing or two. So I do think he can make a real impact for this Wales side and a real impact in League One or the Championship. So just to finish it off, I do think Sheehan is a Championship player. He can play a few friendlies for Wales because he is in the squad, and I just hope he doesn't leave anytime soon. So guys, that is it for the first episode of Ollie's Opinions. A massive thank you to Luke Johnson, Friedwater and Behind the Scenes Newport for their opinions. Some cracking opinions, lad, especially Luke. Really interesting for me to see what kind of opinions we get on this channel, and it really does help me out because, prior to this, I didn't really know much about West Ham and how their form's been going. So yeah, a massive thank you to you lads. If you do want to be featured in next week's episode, go down to the comment section, leave your footballing based opinions, and I will debate, discuss and give you all these opinions on them next week. I'm going to try and get an episode going about every Thursday, so you have until probably next Wednesday or next Thursday to get your opinions in. If you did enjoy the video, go down, drop a like, and go into the comments, leave your footballing opinions, and also tell me what you enjoyed about the episode or what I could do better. I'm always looking to improve the quality of content I'm giving you guys on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe whilst you're down there. Subscribing to the channel really helps us out as a channel, and if you help out the channel, you are helping out Newport County, so it's a win-win for everyone, and it's free, and you can unsubscribe at any time you want. But I've got a feeling you will really enjoy the content that's coming and what we're putting out. So as always, my name has been Ollie, and at the county.
Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Emperor Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like, make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again, make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.